Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking today about the scandal in the care homes, number one, and number two, making an appeal to the Anglican Church in the global south. Now, re the COVID-19 business, all indications are that in the UK, we're at the bottom of the first wave. Apparently, in UK, 7 waves in total are to be expected, killing approximately 60,000 people with each wave. Now, in the first wave, Boris at first tried to wangle the figures by only releasing the deaths in UK NHS hospitals. When this was rumbled, or Boris was rumbled, he grudgingly gave out the figures for deaths in all settings, not just the NHS hospitals. So that included the care homes. And so the number bumped up very considerably. But what we must understand is that the figures of deaths attributed to COVID-19 are highly suspect, as they are only included if COVID-19 is shown as a contributory cause of death, not the exclusive cause. So the actual number of UK deaths directly linked to COVID-19 is probably quite small, which doesn't mean to say lots of people aren't dying, considerably more than usual. In my view, most of those deaths are due to the Imperial College, London, Professor Ferguson, and the misguided Boris, who follows the science, the idiot. The lockdown has killed and is killing far more people than coronavirus could ever do, particularly in care homes. The UK government wanted to keep the virus out of care homes. What they could have considered doing was transferring, both from the NHS hospitals and from care homes, those patients already tested as negative of coronavirus and put them into the new Nightingale hospitals where visitors could be received. But instead, they transferred patients free of COVID-19 from the NHS hospitals into care homes and then imposed a draconian lockdown on the care homes. So those patients free of the disease could catch it, while mothballing the Nightingale hospitals. In this current issue of the Spectator, there is a letter from James Dent. It says this, quote, "While large numbers of the populace look forward to the easing of many restrictions, my wife and I will continue with life in a care home. We chose to move here last year due to a combination of factors. Until the lockdown, we enjoyed visits from family and friends. The home laid on a range of services, a regular church group, hairdresser and library, and we enjoyed occasional outings to the local shops and the pub. All this came to an end with lockdown. As residents are deemed to be in need of special protection, it would appear that we are controlled by the diktats of the Care Quality Commission and the NHS. We pay a lot of our own money for the excellent care and services provided for by the home, but cannot help but feel we are enduring a very expensive form of house arrest for life. The only facility not offered by the home, its ruling quangos and the government, is a choice of euthanasia." Now, I also want to talk about Stephen Cottrell, the Bishop of Chelmsford, who has been elevated to become the next Archbishop of York, taking over from John Sentiment. Now, many UK Anglicans were and are disturbed by his appointment on account of the bishop's pro-LGBTQ agenda. which, amongst other things, involved him driving out of his living with the Reverend John Parker, who was a priest in the Chelmsford diocese, as he opposed the bishop's decision to allow a pressure group, Mermaids, into the Anglican school, of which he was a governor, that is Mr. John Parker, to transition children into the opposite sex. Now, I am General Secretary of an independent trade union recognised by the certification officer, as well as editing this online magazine. Now, when I found out about the facts of this case, I wrote to the Reverend John Parker and others, to Reverend John Parker, and offered to represent him at the Employment Tribunal, as I believed he had been constructively dismissed by the Bishop of Chelmsford. He didn't reply, and I think he's now working in the USA. I've since written to the bishop suggesting he considers repenting for his conformity to the world. His appointment to York is a disgrace, the ecclesiastical equivalent of appointing Jimmy Saville to run a children's home. It's a desecration of a historic shrine. It is vital that the Anglican Church in the global south reorganises itself and even breaks from the teachings and heresies of the apostate version of the Anglicanism as represented by Chelmsford. I particularly appeal to the church in Kenya, with which the Bishop of Chelmsford has strong links. I think that they should disassociate themselves from this current situation. Thank you.